Students and teachers all over the world are raving about the Chinese-made TikTok video recording, editing, and sharing app. How do you use it? And is it really safe to use in the first place? Keep watching to find out. Hello my friends, welcome to EdTech with Adam. Today, very excited, we're talking about the very extremely popular app from China called TikTok that's used for recording, editing, and sharing videos. You've probably heard it from your students, and you might have even heard recently in the news how many teachers are starting to use it so that they can connect with their students, whether they're teaching things or whether they're telling their students about schedules or things like that. You probably even saw this covered in the news the other day.
Math teacher taking TikTok by storm.
Becoming quite popular on TikTok with over 30,000 followers, as she helped create this video for students to memorize the quadratic equation. Her videos helping other teachers interact with their kids.
So a lot of teachers want to know, how exactly do we use this app? And very importantly, is it safe? And I'm going to be talking about all of that today. As always, we have our handy dandy table here. We're going to be covering all of these different things as we look at this very popular app. So as you can see on the screen here, we have the TikTok home interface, and I'm just going to click on that plus sign in the middle to create a new video. And we're going to talk a little bit about what we have here on this interface. So you can see we have a whole bunch of stuff. At the top, we have sounds that we can use to add music. Now keep in mind this is copyrighted music, so if this is something that you might end up posting to YouTube, your video might get blocked or taken down. So this is something that you can use, it's fun, but just keep that in mind. I'm just gonna go back here. And we also have a whole bunch of other stuff. For example, I can flip to the front camera. I can change the speed of the video. If I click on speed here, I can choose how fast I'm recording it at. I can turn on and off kind of a beauty filter here, so I can make myself beautiful by toggling that. There are a whole bunch of different filters as well that we can use to alter what it looks like. If I do this, wow, I am so fabulous. It looks like I have lip gloss and everything here. And you can also toggle like what level you want these filters at too, which is very interesting. Let's go with this one because it makes me look fabulous. I'm going to go back, and also we have a timer here. If I want to set a recording limit for the timer, we don't need to do that because you can just press stop and it'll stop recording at a certain time. And at the bottom left here, we also have effects. So we can do all these things, Canada Day is coming up, so I could do a Canada Day green screen style background. There are games and things. I think I'm going to go with the comic book style because I love comic books. So I have my comic book style thing here. I'll go back. And one other thing is it also gives you on the bottom right the option to upload something. That's if you've already recorded a video and you'd like to just upload it. Keep in mind if you do that, you don't have access to the green screen and other effect features on the bottom left of the screen here. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and record a short 15-second clip.
And it should be quite interesting. So here we go.
All right, so I've finished recording my clip here, and as you can see, once you've recorded a clip, it plays it on loop over and over again. Gets a little annoying, so I actually turned down the volume on my phone here. But in the After Effects, you can see that you have some of the similar features here in terms of things like, for example, filters, but we've already applied a filter. Let's talk about trimming. So one of the things on our table here. So in terms of trimming, similar to the YouTube mobile version and Flipgrid, you can only trim from either side. So see here, I can drag this red sort of bar on either side in to clip the video. Maybe I'll clip just a little bit on both sides there. So I've clipped it a little bit, and click on save on the top right. That will clip the video for you. So there's also a voice filter feature here. And one thing that I just want to mention, I didn't mention earlier, is that if you want to adjust or trim the clip, you should do it before you do things like voice effects, voiceovers, sounds effects, text, all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, when you trim it, it actually removes all of the little things that you added to it in terms of like those little extra add-on goodies. So in terms of voice effects here, if we open this up, we can change our voice in the video, which I'm sure would be very entertaining here. I can go to a baritone or a chipmunk or something like that. I'm just going to go with this one.
for EdTech with Adam. Let's see.
And wow, that baritone is pretty sexy. Yeah, so we have the baritone. Now, if you just recorded a dance or you just recorded something that doesn't have any sound in it, you can also click on the voiceover option here. I'm not going to click on the voiceover option at the moment though, because I already have a screen capture program running in my phone, and only a certain amount of apps can use input features or capture features at the same time. So I'm not going to overlap them here. But on the bottom left here, now we have sounds. This is similar to what we had before, where we can go in and we can click on this and add some music, maybe a popular song or something like that. Again, something that you might want to do, but again, be careful of copyrights and things like that. You can also adjust the volume on the bottom right here. You can adjust the original sound and you can adjust the added sound. This is a feature that we also see in lots of the other apps like Adobe Spark, and we also saw this in YouTube as well. So I'm going to click on the main video there again. Let's take a look at the effects, the second from the bottom left here. What we'll do here is, when you see all these effects on your screen, it's very simple. All you need to do is hold your finger down over top of the effect for the desired period of time. And if you look at the timeline, you'll see that the effect is taking effect for however long. So I hold my finger down on the flower one, take it off, and you can see that it's made that effect over that period of the video. And there's a whole bunch of different ones. I'm not going to cover all of them, but you can go into the second tab on the bottom there. So you can do some other effects. You can do transitions as well. You can use this if you want to maybe transition to something else you did within the same video. Things like splits, which are very cool. So all kinds of things here. And once you're all done with all of this, you can click on save on the top right there. And so let's just take a look here at what happens. I got the smoke, I got the sparkles, and the flowers. So it's very, very easy. Once you're done with that, you get all these great effects in here. Super simple to do. Now, how about the text, the third from the bottom left? So you just click on that and you get this interface that basically allows you to write text anywhere. I can choose something. I like the neon one. It looks pretty cool, but I use handwriting, and I can write something like EdTech with Adam, and click done at the top right. And now if I hold my finger over this text, I can move it anywhere on the screen here, which is quite cool. Then of course, just like with Flipgrid and some of the other apps, we have stickers. So if you click on the stickers here, it'll give you this interface and you can put all of these stickers. There's so many of them here, it's ridiculous. 100% me, sure, that looks awesome. And I can grab another one here. Here, a heart t-shirt. It's really easy to do this stuff in TikTok, and to process is also a lot faster in TikTok, similar to Flipgrid, than it is in some of the other apps like Adobe Spark and YouTube. All we have to do is on the bottom right hand corner here, click next, and you can see it says processing, and then we can choose where we want to post it. So we can post it publicly if we want to allow comments. And the third thing there, allow Stitch, Duet, and React. Now there's a lot of debate going on about whether or not we should encourage our students to allow that, because Duet means that other people can have a split screen with your video and comment on your video. And one thing that's happening right now, there's a lot of bullying going on with students uploading something and then other students criticizing them. This could be really valuable as a teacher tool for collaborative grading, for collaborative work, maybe for getting people to do things together. I think it's great. But keep in mind that when students upload these videos publicly, maybe after school hours, other students can go in and they can make fun of students using these kinds of features. So just something to keep a heads up about. And finally, the last one, save to device. If you want to save it to your device, this is useful. Something that I noticed is sometimes when you have this enabled, the video that saves onto your device might be unsynced. So the audio and video might be unsynced. So you would have to go back to the video in your TikTok, I think in the me space there, and download it manually. The one that you download manually should be okay, but the one that you download here automatically sometimes doesn't work very well. And then of course, finally, we have the option to share it on Instagram and WhatsApp and Facebook and what have you. All right, so let's talk about some of the other things that we haven't quite discussed yet. So in terms of classroom management, screencasting, and facial blurring, TikTok doesn't really have any way for us to do that, which is unfortunate. But one thing about the facial blurring is that there are a whole bunch of filters that exist here that you could potentially use to kind of block the face out here, which is something that you could potentially use to blur out a face. But again, it's not an exact solution. So two other things that are missing from TikTok are whiteboarding features, and the other thing is having captions. So there's no option to add captions to your videos in TikTok. But again, if you download the video, upload it to YouTube, YouTube would automatically create captions for you, but it isn't quite as easy as it is in some of the other apps. Now, the next thing is probably one of the biggest things right now. Is TikTok safe? Is it FERPA, FIPPA compliant? No, it's neither FIPPA nor FERPA compliant. And one of the big issues that people have is it's a private company based out of China, and who knows what they're doing with the data that they're collecting from all of the stuff that your students or your children or you are interacting with within the app. And also keep in mind that a lot of apps like this, they have access to what you do in your phone with other apps, and they're tracking a whole bunch of stuff. Now, that being said, a whole bunch of other apps, including a lot of the apps by Microsoft and Google and all of the others, even ones that are FIPPA and FERPA compliant, also collect data about you. So you should take that with a grain of salt. Really, no matter what you do these days, a lot of your data is going to be used in ways that you might not know about, or ways that you might not even want it to be used in. Now, in terms of availability, of course, it is a standalone app, but they haven't made any moves to integrate it officially with any of the major learning management systems. Now, one big thing though is TikTok just announced on the news that they are moving into education. And this is actually kind of old news, because even though they're announcing this officially in Western countries now, they've been engaged with education in Eastern countries for a long time. So a lot of the Asian countries, in India, there are over 10 million educational videos uploaded to TikTok. And this could be something that might happen in Canada, in America, in Europe as well. But overall, it is becoming a really key tool in education and something that we really need to keep track of. The last thing, of course, is cost. And TikTok is free. It's freely available. It does have ads within the app that you might see once in a while. It has sponsored content. But as always, I just want to encourage you and all of your colleagues, all of your students, to really be conscious about data collection, because there's no such thing as free. You're using this app, they're getting data from you, just like how credit card companies get data and they sell the data to various marketing firms. The same thing is happening with all these apps. So please keep that in mind. And please make sure students are warned about that as well, because everyone should be very conscious and very aware of how their information is being used. All right, so I've done everything here. I'm going to finally click on post on the bottom right. And I will also be sharing this video on YouTube as a sample to see what a TikTok video looks like after it's been done. And I hope this was useful for you and your class and your students and your colleagues. Please make sure to share this with them. If you like this, leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, give me some comments, let me know what you'd like to see next, or let me know about some of your concerns or worries with these apps like TikTok, and what kind of videos I can make to help you understand these more or help you use these in a more efficient and easy way. And once again, I'm Adam, your personal EdTech specialist, and stay healthy.